Alright, everything should be working, seems to be on my end at any rate. So, good evening ladies, gentlemen and Xenos of all ages, and welcome to another Tactica Imperialis livestream. It's been a while since we've had a stream, and there's a very simple reason for that. I've had exams going on, and exams have been getting in the way, getting ready for those things, doing extra labs, getting things ready for that. So I've basically not been putting so much time into it, and because of that I wasn't streaming. However, I've had my second exam today, of 8, I've got 6 next week, but I want to give myself the night off, and I thought what better way to spend the night off than with you guys. So I'm going to be doing a stream for a couple of hours, not sure how long we'll go, see how we do, discuss whatever's coming up, whether it's been stuff I've talked about in videos, or stuff that's just in the news generally, because obviously Updates podcast is coming out next week. It'll be out on my channel this time next week, obviously, so we can discuss all the news and all that stuff as well. And I have got one more model to paint to finish Project Stormcast, as you know, from a town called Malice, and one Vanguard Palador short, and I haven't had a chance to work on it for the same reasons that I haven't been doing so much stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking I might do. We'll see how we go. So yes, I hope everyone's feeling good, and hope everyone's having a very nice Wednesday at the start of May, and that the hobby's going well for all you good people. It's been a bit of a quiet time, hasn't it, for hobby, because I mean the Deathwood is coming on Warhammer Fest this weekend, but the last couple of weeks have been rather quiet. It's just been more Ride and Earth and little things, just a lot of little things. Looks like the original Morathi was moved from the made to order list. Maybe I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I know the Dark Elves went on made to order because they're part of Warhammer Legends now, and Warhammer Legends is a good thing. I might actually make a video for that on Monday to my thoughts on for Warhammer Legends, because it's something that came up and I do want to talk about it. So yeah, I think I might do that. I'll make a video on Warhammer Legends as a concept and all that good stuff. So good segue there. I've got 11 people for an impromptu stream. I will take that. Yeah, I do have episode 50 of the podcast. However, we might shift the order around depending on what we want to do for episode 50. So, if we want to do episode 50 live, I can't host it. I've said before in live streams, I basically don't have the software because of the way my computer is set up, or the way my computer and OBS talk to each other, to host other people's audio. Which means I can't really do a podcast, because if I can't get other people's audio, how can I do a podcast? So if we do it live, we'll probably boot it to Alexis's channel. She'll get 50, and then I'll get 51. If we do it with a series of guests and we do it pre-recorded, then I will get episode 50. But we'll let you know nearer the time when we decide on what to do. We might even ask the comments in an upcoming episode. We haven't really worked out the plan yet, because what episode are we on? 40. I think it's gonna be 44 this week. It's gonna be 44. So we'll probably discuss it just off the call, off recording, see what we want to do. Try Chaos Spawn without shenanigans and they suck without cheesy deployments. Okay, I've never really looked into Chaos Spawn, if I'm being totally honest, but good to know, good to know. I've missed doing this. I honestly have missed streaming. It's just nice to stop for a couple of hours and just chat. It's good. It's good. That's probably a reference. Yeah, that's a reference. Yeah. Do I want that Palador now? Or do we'll see what the chat wants to do. See if they've got any other things to discuss. Hello, good evening, or yeah, I think it's evening where you are, if I remember correctly. I'm used to names. It's just trying to remember to pin down locations. Like I know some people are based much further east, and some people are based much further west. Then there's a group, yeah. Set transformations, get to keep buffs. Points versus power level. Quite interesting what they comment and how skewed they can be. Well, yeah, power levels. I mean, let's take Tau as an example for power levels. So, Tau battle suits are a fixed power level, no matter how they're armed. Whether you give them 1 gun, 2 guns, 3 guns, and then any combination of support systems, they all cost the same in power. So 3 crisis suits bare bones with their basic burst cannon is the same as 3 Crisis Battle Suits with triple fusion blasters. Power levels are obviously skewed. They are a good, quick approximation system for people who don't have the time to list build or just want a roughly balanced game. But they are definitely skewable. Definitely. Order Legends Dark Elf Sorceress on Cold 1 for recursion. I've got that Sorceress. That was one of the few Dark Elves I got off of Kieran. What did I get from him? I got 5 Executioners, bunch of Dark Shards, 5 Cold 1 Knights, a Cold 1 Sorceress, and what else did I get? I'm sure I got something else as well on top of that. I think I got like a couple of Dreadlord conversions. I don't think I got 1 Dreadlord, and a couple of Assassins. I think that was everything. I can't quite remember all the Dark Elves I got, but I have that model. It's an awesome model, and I'm really glad to see it back in some form. Like the Sorceress and Dreadlord on Cold 1 are sorely missed. Like, why don't Orders to Pentis have Dreadlords on Cold 1s? All they have is the Black Dragon variant, and Darkling Covens, all they have is the Dragon variant of the Sorceress and the Foot variant. Where's the Cold 1 variant? Damn it, man. I wish we still had that variant in the new versions. That sucks. Have you heard about the Rogue Trader kill teams? No. Unless you're referring to like the Venator gangs for Necromunda, which are like mixed up with the Bounty Hunters. But no, that wouldn't be it. Rogue Trader kill teams. A, what game is that system is that for? And B, could you explain that to me? Because I haven't come across that one. I genuinely haven't. I've been keeping up with the hobby news, but I'm not super up on the hobby news, for, I suppose is how a good way of putting it. I'm up to speed, but I'm not super up to speed. First, I actually thought Herald on Steed. Yeah, workable. If you got it, I mean, the only challenge is it's going to be in metal, and that's going to be much harder to convert because unless they fine casted it and I don't know about it, it's a metal model, and that's going to make it not easy to work with. Metal models are not fun. 40k / kill team. Okay. And what's his source? Not saying he's wrong, but what's his source? Because I haven't seen that anywhere. And an aspiring Deathbringer with Maker of the Destroyer, Axe of the Destroyer, I assume, and Disciple of Khorne for 20 default attacks model. Ow. I'll have to ask Kieran about that one. Because that's pretty nasty. Like, I know Deathbringers can do some crazy stuff. Admittedly, like, I think you can stack. Like, that's Bloodbound's gimmick. Bloodbound's gimmick is basically attacks, and more attacks. Fate. Okay, it's on one of the forums then. Until we get the official announcement, I'll take it with a pinch of salt. Like whether that came from BOLS, DACA, Fate, wherever that came from, I'll take it with a pinch of salt just because I haven't seen it. And the rumor mills are always, you need to take them with a pinch of salt. So, interesting if it's a thing, but I'll hold judgments on that until I see it. Oh, it's resin. Oh, good. If it's resin, you can work with it. Just the version I've got must be the original version, which is in metal. And thus a nightmare to do anything with. Ow. Is everything working? Yep, everything seems to be working fine. Good, I'm glad. One thing I didn't want tonight was technical difficulties. I really don't want technical difficulties. Oh, hello. Scary. Good evening. Did not expect to see you here. I mean, what time is it in Canada? Back 6? Minimum. I'd say, yeah, I suppose it could be a lunch break. I don't know exactly where, but yes. Hi. Did not expect that. Thank you for joining us. I'm not sure quite why, but, well, there you go. Not going to complain. Not going to complain at all. Whew. $2:30. Okay, East Coast. I have a rough idea of like US time zones. So I know like it's 5 hours between the UK and the East Coast. Because because of Alexis's time zones, and then it's 1 hour on to France, so back 6 East Coast, yeah. This all adds up. What do you think about Forge World stopping the shoulder pad, helmets, chest plates, Lion Raider and Rhino doors for some of the legions? I heard about that, and I heard everybody run to their panic stations. I admit it's not ideal. I think it would be good if all the legions were supported. But it sucks. But hopefully that just means that they're going to redo them or something. I don't know. It could be bad. But, yeah. Now my roller greens levels are right, I could really start working on Zerakanol. Nice. Working on Drazat. Also nice. Drazat was one of those models, like, I think it's about the only model that survived the purge of the Dark Eldar range back in 5th edition. I'm trying to think if any other models were not redone. I think Drazat might be the only model that wasn't redone between the 3rd and the 5th Dark Eldar Codex. So yeah, that's surprising, that one. Oh, the Bidens this weekend. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm just adding to GW kits. Well, maybe they are going to go to plastic. I mean, GW's got Calth and Prospero, so it might be that they're putting them into plastic because they've got the Mark 4 kits and the Mark 3 kits. Yeah, they could do that. But yeah, it's the Leviathan and the Ishlayan and Morsar Guard. And in metal. Ouch. Ouch. You have my sympathies. I've worked with metal models that have finicky, sticky, outy bits like Snickrot and Zagstruck. Not pleasant. So yes, you have my sympathies on that. Make sure doubles number of attacks when they get to combat phase. Any extra attack gets a +2. Ah! Is that how that works? How does that work? Is that double the number of base attacks? Or, because they might, depending on the wording, it might be base attacks get doubled and then you add all the bonuses, or it could be you add all the bonuses and then you double anyway. So just check the wording on that if you would for me, because that, I feel like that it's like with the Power Claw, is double strength then add 1 was how it used to work with Furious Charge. So you were strength 4, then you went to strength 8, then you went to 9. You didn't go to 9 and then or to 5 and then 10. So I don't know. It might just need to be checked. Here's hoping they'll redo Vect. Yeah, Vect should be in the Codex, to be honest. Vect should really be in the Codex. So yeah, if he does get done, that would be lovely. Lovely chatting. Ta-da. See ya. Yeah. The only reason Vect didn't get redone, I'm assuming, is because they couldn't come up with... I don't know why they didn't redo Vect for the 5th edition Codex. Like, I know they then retired him in the next Codex, but like, why didn't they redo Vect? It would have been one of the easiest top sellers because it would have been so popular because it's Vect. But hey, what can you do? I don't know if I equip someone with 2 chains so I get 2 extra attacks. No. As far as I'm aware, if you have twin weapons, if you attack with that weapon, you get an additional attack. I don't know actually. I'm not really an expert on the finicky details like that. What are you getting if you're in a deacon? I'm planning to use lots of cavalry now with the Scourge Priorities and get the Caradis as a centerpiece. Okay. Caradis makes sense. Scourge Priorities also makes... Oh, I got Corsairs with the Dark Up on me, that's what I forgot. Yeah, that would work. I've got a massive Stormcast army, so I could really do with bulking out the Ideneth army with speed and less about resilience. So, but I'm playing with the Nautilar group, who are all about defense. So I'm probably going to get a Leviathan, at least one set of Ishlayan Guard, which is the really tanky Eel cavalry. I'll probably be getting the Eidolon aspect of the sea, because damn it, that thing's a monster, although it's not actually a monster. Then probably a unit of Reavers, and a Kellyan King to be leader, although, I don't know. And then I need Thralls at that point, so I'm not sure what I'm really doing yet. I'll sort of plan it out a little bit nearer the time and sort of play it by ear. But But I can ally in my Scourge Privateers that I've got, which is basically just lock here and some Corsairs, so I can use a Fleet Master. And I've got a few Daughters of Cain that I can ally in as well. So for that I need shooting and defense, so I'm not sure. We need Vex. I think Lilith model... No, Lilith was redone in 5th. Lilith went from... I don't remember what the 3rd ed model was, but the 5th ed one was definitely a new sculpt. It was her and Rakarth got done together, I think. No special thing, I'd love to see a Battle for Terra box set to coincide with the fact that the Horus Heresy books are coming out close to the Battle for Terra. We'll see. I think that might be slightly wishful thinking, but it's possible. Also, Alexis here. Aye. Human phase, pilot and attack will be at normal, but common phase gives us time to, so it should. It's not using 2 of the same weapon. Don't mind for the win, will ping pictures when I've started. Go for it. I'm very interested. I believe Carafron needs a few more units like sharpshooters and a dinghy. Well, they've got their mid-range boat unit. I mean, snipers would work for them. Like, why they don't have snipers, I don't know. But hey, most AOS factions don't have huge amounts of units, and they're generally not take-all-comers. You can probably notice this, like, with the exception of Stormcast and potentially Death. No, Death doesn't have any real range. Generally, most armies are not take-all-comers. They have a way of playing. Though they have various varieties, like Ideneth are speed, but they're also defense and magic. That's their 3 gimmicks. Whereas Daughters of Cain is offense, magic, and speed. Whereas Ideneth hits out hard, Daughters of Cain hit way harder, but a lot less tanky and have a lot less shooting. Stormcast is about the only take-all-comers in the game, so Caradron being about maneuverability and resilience, taking away some of their long-range shooting might actually fit that thing. I don't know. One space to 1 attack with the power sword, and with the chainsword then you get +1 attack for using it. Yes, you get 1 power sword, 2 chainsword, I think. Ooh, Juice Liscus. Juice Liscus was fun. He was a dick, but he was fun. There's Sliscus, Sathonix, Karadruak. Who was the other one? Malice didn't get brought back. I'm sure I'm missing one. No, I think that's everyone actually. Vect, Malice, Lilith, Drazhar, Vect, Malice, Lilith, Drazhar, Karadruak, Sliscus, Sathonix. Am I missing one there? From the 5th ed Codex? I can't remember. Lilith has a similar rule. Yeah, I think she does. I've not seen the 8th edition Codex, so I couldn't tell you how she changed from the Index, nor do I remember how she worked in the Index, because I didn't look all that hard, because I didn't care for Drukhari at the time. Still don't. Like, I had a thing that they were quite cool for a bit, but I've kind of got off that now. So they were an interesting thing for a time, but nah. Not enough to convince me to take the army up, especially with the Ideneth being a thing. It's like, nope. They give us eventually cast Space Mutants have some champion with 2 chainswords. Would look badass. Would look badass, I'll admit. And I was looking forward to Warhammer Fest. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of it, yes. Because Warhammer Fest, obviously, there's going to be reveals galore. There'll be insights and reveals and spoilers and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully, we're going to look at Horus Heresy Book 8 and a bunch of other stuff. I think there's something to do with what's the thing? I saw Titanicus. Yeah, I think Titanicus is getting a preview from somebody. So that could be interesting. How do Chaos Dwarves play in AOS? I faced them once. Their heroes are absolute murder machines. The dudes are alright, the heroes are horrendous. That's what I found. Killed a great unclean one in one go. Ouch! You have my sympathies. Do you think now there's ever got some problem with their own codex? No. I think there's a chance that the World Eaters and Emperor's Children will get a codex, and I state that again, a chance. So we'll have to see. Is that the inside? So we'll see. But I don't think the Night Lords and the Iron Warriors in code will. Deathwatch Army and a good idea is finding it 5 kill team sets, any good things to reckon. I have no idea about Deathwatch. I genuinely don't know whether you should go Primaris, whether you should go regular. The Death of Codex isn't even out yet, so I'd wait for the Codex. Like, wait for the damn Codex. All about the battalions. Yeah, probably. Or at least we're spending Warhammer Fest. I'm hoping that we get a proper look into Horus Heresy Book 8. Maybe a Primarch reveal, though I'm not expecting that. I'm thinking a Primarch teaser. I'm thinking we'll get... Titanicus has seemingly been accidentally spawned in the timetable, but I don't know if that's going to be a release or just a preview. They'll all just be previews. There'll be nothing released at Warhammer Fest. They'll just be previews. I don't think... We might get a look at the Imperial Knights, because the Death Watch are about to come out. The Harlequins are after that, but the Knights get new models, so I think we might see the Knights at Warhammer Fest. Other than that, I couldn't really tell you. And hopefully we'll get something to do with AOS and the next thing that's coming up with that, with the big Magic Death Ball. Hopefully that's Storm of Magic 2.0. The Codex is out? Did I miss that? Oh, bloody hell. Sorry. It won't be Gilliman. Like, all the Primarch models that have been done will stay done. If I were to guess, if it's book 8, I'm going to say, if we're going to see anyone, I think we'll see Jagtai Khan. Because they'll hold off on Sanguinius. It won't be for a while. Maybe not, but they can still be showing little bits if Forge World are there. I don't know. But just, like, I'm completely speculating. I haven't really looked into it. Harlequins get one named character? Maybe. We are expecting Blood Angels and Dark Angels in Book 8, and I think they're also doing the White Scars. So, yeah. We're also, like, next round for 40k is almost certainly Fulgrim, I agree. 30k, different debate. Deathwatch fun for narrative. Alright. All Codex and Destruction going to revamp at the same time? No, I don't think so. Because the two main Auric factions have been done for Destruction, that being the Iron Jaws and the Bone Splitters. I mean, there's still plenty they can do with the Aurics, but the Grots and the Ogres, like the Ogres have got the Beastclaw Raiders, but the Grots, the Goblins, have got nothing. So I think we're going to see Moon Clan or something like that next for Destruction. October. Well, they missed January, but October seems plausible. We'll get his Blood Angels and Demons. Yeah, it's Cygnus Prime. You're right, Cygnus Prime. I'm trying to keep. I don't know who's talking to me and who's talking. It's trying to keep who's talking to who and who's responding to what. Summer Slash. That might be a thing. I've heard that that's a thing. I hope that's a thing because hopefully we'll get the Summer of Slanesh and then get followed up by either Malekith, Malarians, or Tyrion's Elven faction, which would be lovely. Fulgrim was the Primarch of the Emperor's Children. Lion was the Primarch of the Dark Angels. Do you think GW is making a bad move by releasing Primarchs and God figures? It kind of makes it seem like they're moving towards finality. I don't think that that's the reason why it would be a bad move. I honestly think that it's an interesting move. I don't know if it's ideal. For 30k, it's great. For 40k, I get why some people are concerned. But that's when Gilliman happened. But now that we've had the reset, well, not the reset, the time jump forward to 42k, to the 41k, I should say, to the next millennium, the next century, means that I don't think they're going to be resetting anything. Just because they're introducing more bigger guns doesn't mean that they're going to be ending anything anytime soon. It just means that there's more at stake and there's more in play. So I don't think so. Not for that reason anyway. Next Primarch in 40k needs to be a loyalist and the Wolves are left, so Russ. The thing is, I don't know if they do need to do a loyal one for 40k next. I'm quite happy with Gilliman being alone and the traitors stacking it up, like having traitor after traitor after traitor, because that's just how it is. The Imperium is backed up into a corner and backed up into the wall, back against the wall, struggling to hang on as everything surges in on it. So I'm okay with there being more traitors than loyal. If they want to do balance, Russ might be a good call, but I honestly think that they might be better off leaving the loyalists with less to just pilot the idea that the Imperium is screwed. Is there a source for Fulgrim being next? No. That's just hearsay based on rumours of Slanesh in summer and the fact that he's in the lore. And he has popped up in the lore. So there is reason for him being there, but there's no actual source on him coming next. It's just speculation based on logic. Started watching this new channel, really enjoying 40k stories. Good. I mean, most people come to the channel for that. Okay. Hey, hands off Magnus. Magnus is cool. Magnus is actually my favourite Primarch, and I've actually got his model, and it's the one of the best models ever. Like, seriously, painting it was amazing. Like, genuinely, such a good model to paint. The 30k version, of course, I'm talking about the 30k version. The 40k version, take or leave. 30k version, amazing. Absolutely amazing 30k version of Magnus. I'm curious if Gilliman wasn't brought back first and a different Primarch was brought back for the loyalists. Right, I'll finish that sentence. How would they have done things differently, like unleashing the Primaris and remaking the Legions whole? Well, the thing is, they couldn't really do it for anybody but Gilliman. If they wanted to go down the Primaris rebuild plotline, it had to be Gilliman. He's the one who invented the Codex in the first place. Because it wouldn't make sense with Russ or Lion. It had to be Gilliman. So I think they had to do a completely different plot if they were going with a different person other than Gilliman. Probably Gilliman would be an excellent politician and a good strategist, but still below the Lion, Wolf, and the Praetorian. Gilliman is a better politician than all of them. Strategist, he was inflexible, but he was good. I don't know who was the best strategist. Like, Dawn was better in space, Russ was a better fighter, Lion was possibly the better strategist, and Gilliman was the best politician. I'm not sure exactly. Gilliman's kind of OP, and yet I'm not one to comment. He probably is, but hey. Are you going to teach spice? Yeah, the text-to-speech Magnus model. Presumably you've seen this likely. Oh yeah, I saw the unofficial Pilastodes models. If they do it, I'm tempted, but I'm not that tempted. It would be a indulgence purchase and nothing more. Plus the 30k this year, they seem to be filling in gaps in the range rather than new stuff. Yep. Yep, makes sense. I mean, they have got gaps to fill, so that makes sense. If Chaos factions like diddly diddly dee are constantly sacking Imperial stuff, how come they don't include more options for weapons and armor? Because game balance, question mark? Also because it would just get incredibly awkward to track to have traitor legionaries who also do raid and steal stuff, and renegades and stuff. It would just get exceptionally difficult to track in the Codex. I think it would just be too much paperwork. I think it's just for the sake of paperwork. Too messy to try and get the different unit options into the book. That's my best guess. Ow. Wow, we've got 30 people here. Flip and heck. Didn't expect that for 9 o'clock on a Wednesday. Without ranting, how can they build more plot armor for Gilliman? Like, Gilliman kind of has got plot armor, but then so does almost everybody. Like, they can lose, but they never die. I don't know. I'm kind of alright with Chaos, like being raiders in the lore and all that sort of thing, but I don't think I'd want them to actually have the ability to create like raiding parties and looted stuff. Maintenance. Yeah, maintenance is maybe not a terrible shout. That's actually not a terrible shout for that. Well, thank you for saying so. Ghost. Oh, Brain Ghost Ferris. Ah, dearie me. I want to hold off on some 30k promise for now and release other characters as some of the first captains. Yes. Like, it would be cool to see the, oh, who am I thinking of? Sigismund's got one. Who's his first captain? Oh, God. Petch was the first captain, Ingo Petch. There was, like, Ascalon, or was it, no. Ascalon was the chief of the Sanguinary Guard. Ralderon was first captain. Abaddon's got one. Ahriman's got one. Though it's technically not character series, it counts. Because he was the closest thing to first captain, as chief of the Corvidae. And he was actually first captain. Typhon has one. The Worldies, we don't know who it was. Marius Gage, was he first captain? I don't think he was, I can't remember. Sevatar, got one. Don't think of those who don't, like what Legion's first captains do we know that don't have models, is what I'm trying to do. And I'm struggling here. Okay, go by Legion. Dark Angels, first captain. Wasn't Luther, though Luther would be good to get. Wasn't Cor Swain, though he would deserve one. 2, 3. Eidolon would be cool. Eidolon would be cool to get one, although I don't think he was first captain. Close enough. 4 Iron Warriors, don't know. White Scars, don't know. Space Wolves, don't know if they had one. Bjorn would be a decent one to get though. 7 Imperial Fist. Sigismund got one. 8 is who's 8? 8 is Night Lord. Sevatar got his. 9 Blood Angels. Ralderon not got. 10 Iron Hands. He's got like 3 lines, so take or leave. 11 doesn't exist. 12 is the World Eaters. Don't know who that was. Skip. 13 Ultramarines. Marius Gage would be the closest. I don't think it was for captain though. Skip. 14 Typhus done. 15 Ahriman done. 16 Abaddon done. 17 Corferon done. 18 Vulcan. Ooh, yeah. Arthas Nubian, that would be good. 19 Korax, who was the first captain of the Raven Guard, don't know. Skip. And then Ingo Petch. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember legions, and it's something I've struggled to do. Did the Order of the Loyalists come actually? Russ, Lion, and then maybe Pert? Pert, straight up. Have you read Crimson King? I haven't, unfortunately. Oh, Pert, then Dawn, right. Arcamus! The Praetorian, of course. He's not Sigismund, but yes, I forgot that. Yeah, Arcamus was a cool character. So, yeah, that's how it's pronounced, Arcamus. I'm 99% that's correct. I'm second guessing myself now. I was second guessing myself all day in my exam today. Like, I think it's this, but hang on, is it this? Yeah, I said painting because I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but we often have a lot of time where I just talk. Because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this stream. Like, I wasn't sure I was just going to paint and talk, but the chat's been quite active, so I've just been doing that. But the paint's just there and the model's just there. I just haven't got round to it. If they always get Warhammer Legends, do you think they might do something similar to 40k? No. I don't think they're gonna, because the reason they're doing Warhammer Legends is because it was the world that was. Like, it's a complete universe reset. Rather than characters just dying, like, there's some characters in the game that are, well, are there any that are dead? No, there was more old, like, a fantasy with, like, Grimgore. What I will be painting, if I ever get round to it, is the Palador Prime for my last unit of Vanguard Paladors to finish Project Stormcast, which I also kind of finished. Basically, it's the model I didn't get a chance to finish before the last part of a town called Malice, the hobby series that went out last Monday. So yeah. Of course. Aye. What trade department would like to see redeem themselves? Magnus. And who do you think is most likely to? Made a video on that years ago, or like a year and a half ago. And I think I said Magnus or Alpharius if he were alive, but Alpharius isn't alive, so Magnus. The only dead model is, yeah, Jaren Kell, I think. Yeah, that's not a bad call. If we get Jagtime 40k needs to come out of the webway on Vex raid. No. No. That would be very silly, I think. That would be a little too silly. Yeah, Kell died in the fall of Cadia, sacrificed himself fighting Abaddon so that Kree could escape. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry. This one needs to be done in blue, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. I thought Zarakino has 102 parts, but 72 of them are spiky. You can't win them all. Magnus Redemption. Somebody doesn't like the fact they said that. What's gay is silly. Yes. Welcome to the universe. It's the way it is. It's utterly nuts, but we love it anyway. Have you got Tau since the Codex come out? I haven't actually got the Tau Codex because I'm out in France at the minute and I want to get the Codex in English just because it will help with everybody else back home. Like, I can buy an AOS Battle Tome in French and it's easy enough because the AOS app exists and people can just get the War Scrolls off there, which is easy enough, and there's not so much to explain. But I want to get the Codex in English, so I'll get it when I go home. Do you think Omegon is a traitor or a loyalist? I mean, he is a traitor because he turned on the Imperium, though some would say that it was treachery in order to save humanity. So a traitor to the Imperium, yes. A traitor to humanity, different debate, unsure. And nowadays he's probably dead, so who knows and who cares. Anyone have any team play experience for AOS that a team turning camera will want to have? I don't know. Can't say. I wouldn't say Jagtai sucks. Like, Khan the World Eater is probably cooler, though I think they kind of... I much prefer his 30k pre-Super Psycho state. I much prefer like Great Crusade Khan, but yeah. I wouldn't say Jagtai's that bad. You know what? Just gonna ignore that. Yeah, I think we do just need more on Jagtai. Like, Jagtai is an interesting character, but he's just forgettable right now. Like, he's interesting, but he's just forgettable. So he just needs more stuff to make him memorable and make him and the White Scars come across as actual badasses. So I find it weird that he's lost in the webway. To be fair, I'm not sure if an Eldari would want to show him the way out, quote unquote. I don't know if Khan is more interesting than Gilliman. It's interesting because Khan is an underdeveloped character with the potential to be extremely interesting and cool. Gilliman is a well-developed character, particularly in 40k, who comes across, well, he's more developed in 30k, but his 40k personality has actually come across really, really well. I actually think 40k Gilliman as a character is exceptionally good. He's certainly exceptionally well written. Whether you like him or not is a different debate, but he's very well written. And he comes across very well. Army rules of TMK, 5k points, no more than 2.5 and less than 1k, no less than 1k per player. Remember, we're paying 2.5 each, half siege, half corn. Okay. I wouldn't say I dislike any from except for Perturabo. For me, the two that I actually dislike are Fulgrim and Lorgar. Perturabo, I admit, is kind of pathetic, and if I were to remake my top 5 least favourite Primarchs, I might actually swap Jagdtype or Corax, probably Corax, for Perturabo. But that's just thanks to doing more research, really. Perturabo is just a little bit pathetic. Oh dear. I don't know if we're going to get Primarchs back from the dead, to be honest. I think Gilliman was a one-off. And anyone else that we get back will be someone who's never confirmed dead. So, Ross, Lion, Dawn, Khan. To be fair, any of the loyalists that survived the heresy could come back. Because Vulcan's a perpetual, Korax buggered off. Dawn is the least likely if we're going by the death scenario, because he's sort of dead, but he might not be dead. It's kind of weird. We just don't know. It's pretty likely he's alive, but it's not confirmed. No, I leave Horus dead. Leave Horus dead. Abaddon's killed him back in. I think it was in Talon of Horus. Abaddon killed the clone. Horus is dead. The king is dead. Long live the king and all that. Let Abaddon stand on his own. Sure, it's branded paved. Curzon's communists hope they remain dead. Well, Kurz isn't confirmed dead, but yeah, I'm quite happy with Kurz dying the way he did. Kurz's death is apt and it fits his character, and it justifies Kurz and it vindicates Kurz. So I'm quite happy for him to stay dead. Sanguinius has to stay dead. Seriously, just leave Sanguinius dead, for goodness sake. That's the next stream. Not sure when the next stream will be, but good to see you. Death is nothing compared to vindication. Exactly. Kurz's death is absolutely perfect as a way of getting him out of the game without compromising who he is and what he stands for. It was an excellent death for Kurz. Yeah, I'm aware about these Scoriators, Imperial Fist Successor Point, the Holocaust. Actually, I think they're the current winners of the Feast of Blades. Yeah, I'm aware of it. I'd need to look into it in more detail to remind myself, but they're from the Lead to the Damned novel. Zachariah Kirsch is their chapter master, or he was last I checked. Here Fabius is working on some Primaris. I haven't heard it myself, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's probably rumour with a heavy likelihood of being true, though I haven't seen it confirmed anywhere in particular. I think Manus being the head of the Legion of the Damned, no. Personally, no. Let the Legion be the Legion. Don't mix any Primarchs in with the Legion. Just let the Legion do their thing and be there. Well, they've teased corrupted Guilliman with the whole Fulgrim Crown business, but Guilliman didn't turn. So they've teased that, and then they didn't run with it. So not going to happen. It'd be a weird twist, given his just the way he thinks about everything and all that stuff. I don't think he would. I know he probably isn't as keen of the Imperium these days, but no, he wouldn't sell out. Would you like Chaos Primaris? Not immediately. I think they need to wait. Because if they just drop it on us too soon, it would be just, I don't know, lose some of its gravitas. I think they need to wait on that if they're going to do it at all. What was the whole Alpha Legion taking Imperial Gene Seed? The one incident I know about that was the incident with the Raptors and the Raven Guard. That was all the way back in the Heresy. The Alpha Legion infiltrated the Fortress Monastery of the Raven Guard whilst Korax was attempting to rebuild after Round 5. Corrupted the new Gene Seed that he got his hands on, thanks to the Emperor and all that stuff. And thus the Raptors were horrifically mutated. That's what I know about with the Alpha Legion. If you know of another incident, please do let me know. Imagine any of the Battle Legion books would get them to visit Lorgar again. Can't wait to see what he's like as a Demon Prince. We've seen Demon Lorgar once. I think there's at least one piece of artwork of Demon Lorgar that is official. But, yeah. I've never been fussed for Demon Lorgar just because he hasn't done anything. Love to see Sanguinius come back. Before the chat tries to murder me, I'd like to see him back as a clone made by Fabius. No, I still don't think you could do it in any way to make it work. Just leave Sanguinius dead. Don't tarnish it at all by having any funky shenanigans. Does anyone know if the Fallen have tried to return the Dark Angels? It varies by the individual. So some Fallen just live their lives out normally, try to blend in, make amends and all that stuff. Some are full-on Chaos Marines. It sort of varies by individual. I don't think any of them have gone back, because those who go back die, but maybe some of them. They certainly can't rejoin in a combat role. They'd be killed immediately. Horus Heresy was 30k, M31. We're now in M42. So yeah, Horus Heresy was a long time ago. And interesting for an AOS army to start with a low model count. Iron Jaws, they don't have loads. Caradron Overlords, I think if you went with quite a lot of the airships, I don't think they have loads. Beastclaw Raiders have very few, though the models they do have are monsters and heavy cavalry almost entirely. Ooh, what else? Is there anyone for Chaos that could do it? No, that doesn't have any battle line. I don't think Everchosen doesn't have any battle line. So yeah, someone like Caradron, or Iron Jaws, or Beastclaw Raiders is probably the lowest model count. Lorgar doesn't like Corferin. If Calth is anything to go by, Lorgar would have been quite happy with Corferin ending up dead. Yeah, Beastclaw Raiders getting suggested again. Salut à toi, salut, ça va? Et ouais, si tu me veux parler en français, je peux parler en français, c'est pas grave pour moi. Je sais que le reste du chat vont être très énervés si je parle en français, mais je m'en fous. Si tu me veux parler en français à toi, je peux faire ça. How many generations of town martial arts training would it take to make town par with the Imperium? That depends on who the teacher was, I think. That would depend on who the teachers were. If the Tau Dreads teach themselves, you'd be there a while. If they got in the right help, who knows? 1 generation? 2? Certainly no more than 3. To make the fight as well as the guardsman? Certainly no more than 3. Is that the entire body done? I just want to check I've got the legs right. I would do the tail, I know that. Obligatory Vulcan lives meme. I discussed the Forge thing earlier. We just don't know what they're doing. It could be something like a lot of stuff's getting moved to GW Plastic. It could be just a reboot of the range. We don't know. I wouldn't read too much into it until we see what happens next, so we get an official statement on the matter. I'm sure that the panels at Warhammer Fest, someone will be asking. Have a favourite Tau auxiliary? I mean, the Kroot are a good solid one. The Vesper are alright. I'm trying to remember. I did a video on the Tau auxiliaries, and I'm trying to remember. The Demiurge are kind of interesting. There's a few that we don't know basically anything about. The few we know a tiny bit about, like the ones who are like the psychic pilots. So probably the Kroot or the Demiurge. Although the Kroot have got the most lore and the most interesting stuff, so probably Kroot. See about from a normal Imperial civilian perspective about the Imperium as a whole and the Space Marines and the return of Guilliman. I'd like to see a chapter or 2 about that, but I wouldn't want to see the whole book dedicated to it. I think a couple of chapters from a civilian perspective, that would work. Or maybe like a few chapters. Because, like, for example, in Hell's Reach, you do follow the civilians a bit. Not loads, but a bit. And it's enough. You just get a bit of look with the civilians and the humans and stuff. I think it just depends on the perspective you want. But yeah, I wouldn't go through any more than a couple of chapters with it before you change back. I don't know, I put the Emperor on the table, I wouldn't even know where to start. I wouldn't even know where to start. Like I say, we'll just have to see, like with the whole Forge World thing, just wait and see, don't go over speculating because we don't know. After practicing is because you have a lot of good video on podcast on ARS. Ok, si vous avez un problème de comprendre ce que je dis en anglais, demande la question en français que vous avez, ou si tu ne sais pas peut-être la phrase ou le mot-clé, je peux faire ça. C'est à toi de décider. Et le podcast que je fais, c'est sur 40K, 40 000 40K, je sais pas. C'est pas sur iOS. Les vidéos, c'est iOS, c'est assez souvent, mais le podcast, c'est 40K, avec Alexis Serenez. Hi everyone in my story goes even the magic plane chatting Vulcan. Yeah, I bet that was kind of amusing. It probably was. I love how I've done like 2 sections speaking in French and nobody even commented on it. Like nobody popped was like French, rage. There was nobody raged as I said for anything else. There's 2 lots of French and nobody raged. Nobody raged. That's hilarious. The 1,000 Soul sacrifice the Golden Throne, not only power the Emperor, also creating the Sensei. Yeah. I don't think so. How did the Ecclesiarchy see Gilliman? He is a saint. He is not a living saint. He was declared a saint after his... I think he was posthumously declared a saint after his death. But I don't know how they see him now. I'd have to look into it. Considering the size of the Imperium, there has to be a Warhammer tabletop style gaming universe. Probably. Just read the Idnet Codex. Interesting little, very interesting little. The Idnet Codex is fascinating. Battletome is fascinating. I love it. I didn't comment because in awe. No rage, just props. Well, to be fair, it doesn't matter. Enough people usually just flip out if I say anything in French. So it's very interesting that you just come to, as you say, come to accept it. The French are no problem. Like, the French are good people. The French academic system is a pile of grox manure, but the people, I've got a problem with them. Good people. Nah, no, ignore the rage. It was just a joke. I was just fully expecting rage, and I got no rage, and I was curious. It was kind of funny. Oh, miss, excuse. Oh, ow. What's the secondary colour I want to do for this? Probably something with Hellion green, right? Oh no, this one had Hellion green. Maybe green scale red fur? Pretty sure the Ecclesiarch and the Inquisition will love to see Gilliman dead. Greyfax was there and Celestine was there. Are you going to argue with Celestine if you're the Ecclesiarch? I think not. I'm living in France for 1 year. I'm on an academic exchange here as part of my degree. So it's 1 year out as opposed to... I'm not living here. Like, I've not moved here. I'm here in an academic study year. Yeah, not a bad first hour. We've got people kept entertained, a good discussion going. Just move the Pringles. How did I do my other Palador Prime? Hang on a sec. Oh. I literally did this colour combination on my other Prime. I cannot do that. Okay. So purple scale. Okay, purple scale and what do I want to do? Maybe purple feather and I've already got. Yeah. Purple feather's brand new. We'll do that. I've already got a red and I've already got a grey. I don't want to repeat you. Maybe purple scale. I'm not sure. Do you speak any languages bar English and French? No, I want to speak Italian. I want to speak Italian, but yeah. Like the Agnes Brand, the Giant Turtle, very Discworld. Yeah, that's the faction I'm going to be collecting. Nautilus. Cargo's going to wanting to kill Gilliman. We'll see about that. Do you have Pringles? Yes. Painting a Vanguard Palador. See, that's a quiz about how that guild was directed, but I doubt that everybody voice their opinions. That depends on their personal alignment. Then again, Inquisitor loves to see everyone dead. True. What's the best AOS spell? I don't play Magic a lot. Like, I played a bit of Dark Elves, but not much Magic. I was playing like old, like what Daughters of Cain were, and they didn't have much Magic. And then I'm playing Stormcast, who have no Magic, so I haven't really done much Magic yet. But yeah, that's pretty good. But I think if Russ came back and Space Wars told him about the Inquisition, oh, Russ and the Inquisition will be hilarious. What's your favourite Idna faction by lore? By lore, I really like Nautilar, and I kind of like, oh, what's their cocking name? The ones that live in Shaiish, sort of like Masters of the Souls. But yeah, I think Nautilar are my favourite on lore because they've got Discworld. What more fun could we do with the elves? The Light Elves and the Shadow Elves for Tyrion and Malerion. What more do you want, mate? You've got literal Shadow Elves and literal Light Elves. That could be amazing if they do it right. So that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm thinking and hoping. Hey. What was I going to do? Purple Scale. No, Purple Feather. Do I do another red scale? I'm gonna have 3 out of 6 with red scale. I don't want to do another white scale because I don't think it'll look too similar. I could do red feather purple scale. No, then that's too similar to. No, I'm highlighting this one. Okay. Red feather purple scale. That's what we'll do. Red feather purple scale. Got it. Should I make another history time with the Emperor? That's up to Alpha. It would be fun. It would be funny, trying to corroborate it with the history I know, and that would be fun. But he's done the basics. He's done the universe origins. He's done the Emperor's own origin story. So it's up to Alpha really. Morsar. I got them mixed up with like. Actually, no. I think Morsar is the name of the cavalry. Hold on. What's their cocky name? Morfan. Morsar is the cavalry. Morfan is the elves. How many Discord you got? None. Actually, none. I know about it. I've not really read it ever. I know. I'm bad as a person. There's one man who could single-handedly destroy the Inquisition, it would be Ross. I don't know. Like, I think Ross would have a huge problem with it, but the fact that like the Space Wolves are one of the best prepared against the Inquisition, maybe he could like live with it as long as he just said the Inquisition, stay out of my way and I'll stay out of yours. I don't know. I don't know. We'd have to see how Ross came back, how much he changed in his time away. The Moor part was correct. Yeah, I think like, Moor must be like the Elven word for death. I'm thinking Moor is actually the Elven word for death because like Morsar, like they're the death, like the deadly cavalry. What's the Garden of Moor? There was an old human god named Moor, the god of the dead. Maybe it's in reference to that. I don't know. Do you agree the game's such a fortune makes a flipping huge divided and battle realm base you could play on? I think I'd leave that to the modelers. I don't think they should actually make it because it will just lose its unique appeal. I think just let the hobbyists do that on their own. If you want my 2 cents on that. If I get round to it, I might read Discworld. I'm not. It's not top of my list of things to do. Russ first made this rematch. Well, that as soon as Russ is back, you know that'll happen. £25. Oh, that's quite steep. I was going to red feather, purple scalp. God, I keep forgetting. Let's just put a splash of red on the tail, and then I won't forget. Does having the Gash absorb all the other death gods a good or a bad lore move? It was good in that you can present death as a unique, unified faction, which Order, Chaos, and Destruction kind of aren't. But it's bad in that you lose a little bit of variety in factions. So there are ups and downs to it. There are pros and cons. In the new Deathwatch Codex, it mentions Ghazghkull wiping out a watchtower. Thus, new Ghazghkull confirmed. That's a bit of a leap to go from Ghazghkull is name dropped against the Deathwatch to, oh my god, Ghazghkull's getting a new model, confirmed. That's a bit of a leap. I think it would be nice to get a new Ghazghkull model, and I've been clamouring for one for a while, because it's a decent model, but it could be better nowadays. But I think that just going off of that is a bit of a leap. Watch Fortress. Yeah, Watch Fortress. I think is the correct word. Yeah, sorry. Watch Fortress is the correct word for a Deathwatch base. Sorry. I don't think they have. Yeah, they have something smaller than Watch Fortress. The names escape me right now, though I did a video on the Deathwatch. But there is something. I think like a Watch Station. I can't remember. It would be nice for Gaz to get a new model. I think it would be great for him to get one alongside a new Orc Codex, but Lorgar's been moping / meditating in that town for like 10,000 years. What do you think he actually does? I don't want to speculate, and I'm glad Remlaze isn't here right now for obvious reasons. In lore, is there anyone that can match Primarch one-on-one barring another Primarch? There's very few who have done it and won. I mean, Kabanda kinda did, but then he lost on Terra, so hard to know. I don't know. I'm not sure. It varies by Primarch and by novel and by author. Lilith wouldn't stand a chance. Like, Lilith would be able to, as soon as Lilith got hit, she'd be dead. Like, the moment Lilith took a hit, she'd be buggered against a Primarch. And if any of them have psychic powers, well, she has no defense against that, apart from her own will. Which is strong, but no. She could keep up for, like, maybe a bit, but it would be over before you knew it, and Lilith would just be a corpse. Sorry. What GW should have done is that Nagash enslaved every Death God as generals as Necron's My Will Be Done style. No, I think that would be worse, because then you basically just have the Mortarchs, the gods, Nagash. I don't know. I think that'll just add an extra layer of complication. Abaddon was fighting a clone of Horus that had literally just been born. So, I don't know if that counts, but yes, that would... technically that does count. Alright, let's go with that. Abaddon then. Valdor is up there as well, yeah. Valdor was considered to be almost Primarch-esque. Though I don't think there's records of him ever fighting one. Even in sparring. I don't remember there's ever a record of him sparring with a Primarch or ever actually taking one on, because the only one who took Magnus on Prospero was Russ, and that's about the only time we ever see Valdor in the Horus Heresy. Trajan, maybe. Like, Valdor was just on another level, it sounds like, to everybody else. I don't know, it's hard to know. Some people go on board with the Nagash enslavement idea. I don't know, I just think it would add a layer of complication, like, that's kind of what the Mortarchs are for, to act as his generals. Because at that point, are you not just ripping off Chaos? You've just got to be careful to make sure that Chaos and Death are distinct. So the Chaos Gods, like, Archaon is the leader of Chaos, although the gods are still technically in command. He's in the lead of Chaos Undivided. So you just got to be careful that the two situations are dissimilar enough. Because obviously the gods would want revenge on Nagash, and that's just like the Gaunt Summoners who are trying to escape Archaon, for example. I don't know, you just got to be careful with it. Ta-da! Been a pleasure, as always. What do you want, you muppet? I know you can't hear me because my window's closed and I've got the broadest Yorkshire accent right now, but I don't care. That's something I'm not going to miss, by the way. Morons in cars, like the amount of boy racer engines and horns are just, it's stupid. It's utterly stupid how much of that you get. It's silly. It's really silly how much of that you get. So that's something I'm not going to miss when I'm done here and I'm back in Blighty. And yes, that's the first time I've ever said that word. Come at me. Do you think new gods can be made in AOS? Looking at Morathi in particular. Morathi is trying. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say yes. How? I don't know. But I'm going to... Well, Morathi's trying, and if Morathi can prove it can be done, then yes, it can be done. I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes, though I'm not 100% on how. I mean, AOS is ridiculous high fantasy level enough already. Like, screw it, why not? I mean, Slanesh happened. It would be the same level as the Mortars, but the gods would not only be generals, but also rulers of the separate afterworlds. Ah, right, okay. I think I see where you're going with this. I think it would require some very careful writing. It would need to be written carefully, but I think with the right amount of tact, they could actually conceivably do it. Okay? Is that a fair compromise? It would be plausible, but awkward. So the only actually stand up Primarch is a greater demon or a custodian. Greater demons generally get their asses handed to them. Kabanda being like the one exception. Like, Lorgar hammered a bunch of greater demons on his pilgrimage. I know that. Avatars of Cain are just chicken feed to him. As for the others, I'm trying to think. Greater God, you'll need copious amounts of belief in 40k. Yes, we don't know quite how they're going to work in AOS because the gods are a lot more tangible in AOS. Like Sigmar and co are far more tangible than they used to be. The other gods will be mortal levels to be cut off from worship. Plausibly, yeah, plausibly. It just, like I say, requires some careful writing, but with the right amount of planning, I think they could do that. But then you'd also need the obligatory one that's not enslaved, that got away, a la Chegarak. So as you're going to have a Tomb Kings. Is it possible there's another Chaos God brewing in the Immaterium? It's called Malice. Enough said. What do you think would happen if the Chaos Pantheon once Slanesh comes back? Will the Horn Rat be kicked out? I don't know. I'm fascinated. I'm hoping that if we get this Summer of Slanesh, we get that answer, because Slanesh is way above the Horn Rat's level. And the Horn Rat is not exactly liked by the other three. Far less so than I know the Chaos Gods don't like each other, but they all resent the Horn Rat even more. So I feel like they'd be quite happy to let Slanesh kick the Horn Rat out. But they might just make it a Pantheon of 5. I don't know. Maybe they'll just make it a Pantheon of 5. Horn Rat is in the Pantheon, just. Like, he sort of snuck in after Slanesh got abducted. You got all the feathers? Yeah, I think so. People worshipping wouldn't know of Nagash shenanigans. Yeah, I don't know. It's a wonky one. Probably Vodrum. Oh, probably talking to that person. Skaven hate fair fights. Horn Rat we give up without a fight so we can plot and scheme. Maybe. Just become like Zinch's prodigy. Phew, that's good. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Intriguing. Also Salt AF. The war was the same as 40k, so I think Gods created by belief still stands. Chaos Gods, yes. Everybody else Gods, not so much, not sure. Oh, god damn it. Which part of 40k would you like to see made into a movie or a TV series? Go see the podcast. That's all I can say to that, is go see the podcast. Because that's just the easiest thing I can tell you. Ew. That's good, 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 good. Good. Excelente. Well, that's sort of Cetra coming out of a warp portal in the Mortal Realms. Cetra is dead. Dead AF. We discussed Cetra on another stream, but I think you were actually there when we did it. Cetra would be fascinating to see, but no. What about the Swarm Lord? He seems to be made to Primarch intelligence to get the same level of combat experience. Plausible? The Swarm Lord would be interesting, and I think if Gilliman has a run-in with the Tyranids, he might try, but bear in mind, Calgar's killed it, Dante's killed it, potentially Gazkul's killed it. I think Swarm Lord's more there for brain than it is for brawn. It's a beautiful fight and a fantastic killing machine, but yeah. Doesn't the law say that all gods are empowered by the winds of magic which in turn comes to chaos? They're only in fact all chaos gods. Oh god, I don't know that bit of lore well enough to tell you. I don't know that bit of lore. Sorry, I was caught checking Twitter. I don't know the lore well enough on the winds of magic to tell you that, so I don't know. Sorry. You enjoy local games or tournaments more? You clearly haven't watched the podcast much, have you? I am one of the most casual fucks you've ever... Language. I'm one of the most casual players you've ever seen. I'm like, I play for narrative and I play for fun. I don't play comp. I don't play tourneys. I play lists that are powerful, but I don't play tournament level lists. Then again, I don't know about culture, you might not know that. Swarm Lord's chapter master level or just above. Don't think 2v1 would be fair for the Swarm Lord. Well, did you ever see a Space Marine go for more than 2 minutes with a Primarch and no Abaddon doesn't count? Because Abaddon was done in like 10 seconds. Abaddon just went 1-2 wallop and Clone Horus was dead. It was very, very, very quick. It was pretty much catch Worldbreaker, crush Worldbreaker, impale Clone Horus, done. It's not... have you not... Oh, fair enough. Yeah, it might be the first stream, but yeah, on Adeptus Podcasters, I make it very clear. If you do ever watch Adeptus Podcasters, my debates with Alexis make it very clear. She plays a lot more competitively than I do, and she does tournaments and all that sort of thing, and looks at the meta. Whereas I just want the game to be fun and balanced and fair and interesting. So that's sort of the way I think. So tournament stuff, not really my shtick. I care about the tournament being balanced because I want everyone to stand a chance and bring whatever army they want, as long as every army can. Like, basically, I want every army to hold their own in the tournament. Liber Chaotica. The Liber Chaotica, has that been updated for Age of Sigmar, though? Question mark? Because the Winds of Magic are less of a thing these days. Like, the winds became the realms. It's kind of wonky. Like, Alario being empowered by Gyron being empowered makes sense. But Sigmar with... So a close equivalent of cider. Amasec is more of your whisk. Amasec is a liquor. I don't know what they have for like softer alcohols. Because basically if you're a guardsman, you don't get it. And if you're like an officer, you're probably just taking Amasec or Recaf, which is super hard liquor, or coffee. Also, high. Oh, that Liber Chaotica. Right. Oh yeah, nobody cares about language but me. Nobody cares. Just imagine Gilliman facing the Tyranids led by a swarm, just go... Gilliman would not be out-thunked by the Tyranids. Like, if Calgar can out-think them, or keep up with the Swarm Lord, then Gilliman would just run rings around the bugs. I'm sorry. Like, if Calgar and Dante can keep up, particularly Calgar, Gilliman can keep up. He just can. Can we get more you and Roman's discussion videos? I mean, we did the Emperor Chaos God theory ages ago, but generally, like, if we realize there's something to discuss, like, we'll discuss it in like 5 minutes, and then we'll just move on from it. And if we've got a theory, generally we've made them in the past for ourselves. Not sure what that's in reference to. Eros has no winds of magic. Zinch Battletome said there is so much magic in the realm that demons don't have to worry about not having enough to manifest. Makes sense. You think Calgar will start the Imperium? No. Like, he might not be Gilliman's biggest fan right now, but I don't think he's gonna be buggering off and going renegade. I just don't. Like, I could see him say, look, Gilliman, you do your thing, let me manage Ultramar, bugger off. But I don't think he's gonna be, yeah. Anything you disagree on, then have a debate. That's what we do on the podcast. If something comes up that's come up that we want to discuss, we'll discuss it. And I don't know, like, it would just be like 5 minutes that will sit down. Here's something that we came across. Can we have a chat about it? And we do that just in basic conversations. Like, one I remember so well is when Remless was planning his Chainsaw Warrior video. Me and Remless came to me like, and was asking, we were talking about it, and I went back to my 8th edition rulebook to dig up all the old Earth stuff that we knew, and all that stuff. So, if we have a debate, we just have it between ourselves quickly and it's done. We don't generally go on long wind about anything anymore. Like, the Emperor Chaos Guild thing was a one-off. Damn, this is a cheeky impromptu stream. Yes. What do you think Gilliman would do if he found any favourites going to the Primarchs? There aren't any anymore, are there? Didn't they Abaddon destroy them all? Unless he made more. Gilliman would be very, very annoyed. He'd be mad as hell. And would probably just try and kill Fabius and then kill all the clones. In that order. Finish. We don't have a food-based holiday. No, we have a few holidays, but there's none that are based around. Oh, Pancake Day. Of course we do. Shrove Tuesday. Although that's more of a. It's not like a because of the food. It's like it's still based around Shrove Tuesday rather than Pancake Day. But yeah, fair point. The realms' power also comes from chaos because things from which they came from chaos. So they're also a product of chaos. Touche. How do you define that? How do you define that phrase? I don't know. It's an awkward one to define. If you're being cheeky to someone, you're sort of like being like low-key rude. Just being rude, like slight, mocking. I don't know. Yeah, so like mocking crossed with rude, but crossed with sarcastic, but sort of toned down, so it's not as severe as any of those words. Abaddon destroyed all but one, the 4 green clone that he gave to trades in. That adds up. That would add up. What was I doing next? Purple. That's what I was doing. Ba-do-ba-ba-da-bum, bum, bum. Super new at painting, is it possible to make your paints too wet? Yeah, I've had paints go really watered down on me in the past. I don't really know how you work around it. What I would do is I would try and shake your paints up as best you can, get them as mixed as possible because they might have just split. But I'm not really the person to ask about that because I'm terrible at painting. Can you show off the model you are painting? Yeah, but it's not done and it looks crap because it's been base coated, but it's Griff Charger. Voila. Yeah, the Brits have a lot of little catchphrases. I mean, God, Cockney rhyming slang is ridiculous. But to be fair, us up north, we have our problems as well. And then, yes, Cheeky Nando's. Cheeky Nando's is just stupid. Like, I don't get it. I mean, I'm not particularly fussed for Nando's. The thing, I've been to Nando's like once in my life, ish. How many times have I actually been to Nando's? I think I've been to Nando's like once ever. And like, it's fine, but I've never been fussed to go again. It's just chicken. It's nice chicken, but it's just chicken. Wonder what happened to the clone of Thorgrim escaped and fought the demon Thorgrim and Gilliman saw them fighting. Would he help the clone or let them kill each other? I think he'd help the clone and then kill it. Because having demon Thorgrim dead would be very, very nice. Although, to be fair, it would just be banished rather than dead. What is the best, worst vehicle? Oh god, don't start with that. I have no idea. No idea at all. Sorry. I wouldn't even know where to start. There we go, better put them. Well, now I've got that bloody busking thing, that example and Ed Sheeran did about Nando's is stuck in my head. It's bloody annoying. Oh. What was that? Oh, bloody hell. Is that lightning? From behind the mountain? Oh, like lightning from behind the mountain. I guess I'll find out in a minute and we'll get thunder. So if you hear a big rumble in a minute, then there's potentially going to be a crack of thunder rolling us over in a minute. Because I just saw what I think was a flash of lightning or two. Like more of Texas' failed experiment Elven factions. Well, to be fair, I've never went a failed experiment. They were just broken. They were just broken out of the gate. There was nothing you could do about it. So I wouldn't call them a failed experiment. They were just a bad batch, soul-wise. Not my games has been in the lore. Again, I couldn't tell you. I didn't even think about game stats. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like, there's some good ones and some bad ones. Guess you got Stormcast incoming. Ding. Well played. Well played. Wait, I think it was lightning. I didn't see a lightning bolt. I just saw a... Whoa, God almighty. Yeah, that's lightning. That was a massive crack of lightning. That flash was huge. Jesus. Alright. Try getting into the hobby with the starters event a bit monotonous. Then taking modelling and it feels like less of a chore. Don't paint loads of models at a time. Paint what you want when you want. If you're getting started. Tinker. Always tinker with your paint scheme and get something you like. I'm not good at, like, if you generally don't enjoy painting, you just generally don't enjoy painting. Like, Yep. Don't know if you heard that. That was a thunder crack. Oh god, that's a really long rumble. Long way off that. But if you don't enjoy painting, you don't enjoy painting. Some people do, some people don't. I'm just kind of alright with it because I want my models to look good on the look alright on the table. So it's just like, meh. I just accept that I've got to do it and then do it and find a scheme you like. Find a scheme you like and want to replicate. Yeah, you need to like the scheme. You need to like the scheme. Will minus be redeemed somehow? Sadly, no. Lorgar's reaction to the Imperium today would be hilarious. I'm amazed we haven't had it before. Jesus. There's going to be one hell of a storm tonight if that's what it looks like. I feel like we're going to get one hell of a storm at some point. So if the stream dies for whatever reason, maybe like a wire gets fried, I don't know. I think the lightning's too far away to affect us, but yeah. Just be aware, there is a storm afoot. Love some thunder right now. Nope, that was somebody moving. Bohemian Rhapsody reference. I do not have a PO box, no, nor do I have an intention of getting one. Thank you if you're offering, thank you very much, and if anybody has an intention of doing so, thank you very much. But I do not have a PO box, and generally I think no. Generally, I'm not going to be accepting like that sort of thing. I don't know. Maybe one day. Maybe for 25,000, or I can sustain it financially. Maybe. Who the hell knows? Quotation incoming. Tactless caution villain to destroy his failed creations. Is that how it goes? I'm sure the Ernest book. Admittedly, I'm going to be translating from French here, so page 9, 5th paragraph. Page 9. Which one's page 9? God damn it. There's no page numbers. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fearing for their lives, the elves spread across into the mortal realms and found refuge in the abysses because the sea had always called to them. Tactica was about to destroy these imperfect creations as they felt some sort of repressed terror. The heritage of their nightmarish imprisonment in the stomach of Slanesh. However, his brother Tyrion stopped him, and that's from which the Idoneth were born. Yeah, maybe it says failed in English, but it says imperfect in French. Oh my god. That's amazing. Sorry, football. There's football on tonight. Oop. I was bringing a present for the podcast. This guys don't understand if you don't want to see. Like, I'm not gonna argue if you want to do something, then by all means. It's just like I haven't got anything set up to receive anything because I generally don't think I would be able to fund it or whatever. So I just don't think it's worth it for me to do. If you want to do something for us, that's amazing and we really appreciate it. I just don't know if I'd have anything set up for it. I'd rather not be giving out our home address. So if he return, could he unite the other traitors as the Primarchs like Horus did before him? No. Not a chance. Horus was charismatic. Lorgar's a dick. He's not in any of the particular gods' pockets, but I don't think Lorgar could convince anyone to follow him. It stopped? I was seeing a flash in a bit, then again I was looking at somewhere else. Oh no, still going. Assuming Eliphas is canon, could he take Abaddon's space should something unfortunate happen to him? Isn't Eliphas, like, dead at this point? To be fair, I don't think anyone's quite got the strength of will to hold the Black Legion together if Abaddon were to die. I honestly don't think anyone's got the strength to hold it together, and it would just break down into another version of the Legionary War. The Idoneth wouldn't go to Teclis. No, the reason that they attack other elves is because they need souls. If we're talking about the Idoneth here, which I'm assuming is what we're talking about, the Idoneth attack like all mortals because they just need souls. Elves will do. Elves, humans, Oryx, they'll all do. They'll just take what they can get, and if it happens to be elves, it'll be elves. I mean, they're sort of picky. You got better in Dawn of War 2 Chaos Rising and didn't die as far as I know in Retribution. I haven't played Dawn of War 2, so I couldn't tell you. So I don't remember him dying in Retribution, but then I haven't really looked that hard into it, because as much as I looked into the Blood Ravens, I didn't really look at Eliphas all that hard. Was Saboteur confirmed dead, or is he just MIA? He's MIA. He is definitely MIA. Eliphas has died many times, because if you defeat him in Dark Crusade, he's pretty much killed by that Demon Prince. It's not pretty. Just hear the rumblings of thunder in the background. Who could technically kill Lucius the Eternal? Oh god, the age-old question that nobody knows the answer to, and I wish someone would just kill him already. Will whoever still follow Lorgar if he came back? That depends on Farron and Erebus, I think. Because they've got their own power struggle going on, and depends on whether they'd fall in line or Lorgar could make them fall in line, unless anyone below them, whether they'd fall in line. It gets bloody complicated. Katachan. Possibly. Glad you enjoy what we do. You don't need a corpse. Lucius's gimmick is he just inhabits the... He basically... If someone kills him and takes any pride in the kill, they transform into Lucius. It's not reanimation of his corpse. It's very, very different and very, very difficult to put him down as a result. Most of our programs chapter based on Thousand Suns Gene Seed, while we're breaking that canon already. Using lots of librarians, we can't decide the home planet nor recruiting method. Well, the Thousand Suns were just incredibly strict about it. As for Homeworld, you can do whatever you want. Just pick a population that was with a relatively high number of psychers, and you're good. I'm not good at homebrewing. You probably noticed. Like, as good as I might be as a storyteller, debatably, I am not a good homebrewer. Alright, you get that combo of emotes. Alright, so now I'm going to do the bloody claws. These are always a pain. The one thing about Griffchild is they take absolutely ages to do the front bloody legs. Between the talons and the bloody everything, it just takes ages to do. So ominous. Your opinion, which of the traitor leaders win in a fight? That depends. Are we talking today or are we talking back in the day? Because back in the day, the word bearers had numbers on just about everybody. But the Thousand Suns were ridiculously good psychers, though I think the word bearers would also... It depends on what period of time we're talking about. The Thousand Suns might have been screwed because the word bearers would have had demons who could have turned the warp on them. It depends on time period, and also, yeah, it basically depends on time period. It really does. Rowan's not pleased with that combo of emotes. Oh, the way body left. This is the problem with Lucius. He's a bloody plot hole. He's a walking plot hole. Cool gimmick, but God, does it make things annoying. I still get comments to this day about, well, couldn't this thing kill him or this thing kill him on my Lucius video. I get those comments all the time because I just have no cocking clue. Why doesn't the Imperium use weaponized blockades? Have you tried capturing one without it exploding? How on terror does the Black Templars stay that angry for that long? By being the Black Templars. It's kind of their gimmick. Although it's not really anger, it's sort of, it's supposed to be like zealotry and righteous fury type shtick. It's more the Black Templars thing. They're not the Angry Marines. What am I painting? I'm painting a Griff Charger for my Stormcast Eternals Vanguard Paladors, the last model in Project Stormcast. It's called the Corvidae chapter, right? But just with more librarians. Okay. Have I got all the black bits? Yes, I do. Coming up in 2 hours now. I might actually just call it off and call it a night in 10 minutes. And just say I've had a 2-hour stream just to get back to doing it. Because I did want to get back to streaming. That was seriously necessary. It was the day which Traitor Legion will win, and if it included... Oh, God. I don't know. I don't know. It's... yeah. Difficult to say. Bloodrunners and Cyrene, that's not a bad call. And yes, I will call it Cyrene, even though Cyrene is probably its official pronunciation. Fight me. Joking. Yeah, I think that's a good place to leave it for the model. Just get a bit of work done on it, and then I've got plenty of time to get it done in future streams or on my own time after exams. 2,300 points bought. Lovely. I don't have to know everything, and speculation is fun. I mean, I do theory videos, and people bash me for doing them, but I do them. I do like to speculate, but I like to try and ground it in as much fact as I can. Jesus. Yeah, so yeah, I think in about 5 minutes I'm going to call the stream, well, call it a night there, because we've been going for like nearly 2 hours at this point. I think it's a good place to leave it off. As for when I'll be streaming next, I honestly don't know, because I've got exams Monday through Friday next week. So like Monday morning, Monday after, Tuesday morning, Wednesday at morning, Thursday morning, and Friday morning I have exams. So that week is a write-off. And then between doing it at the Podcastus and whatever else, I don't know how much time I'm going to have to stream the next few days. So I'm thinking I might not stream for the next like 10 days or so. And then either the Friday I have my last exam, which will be what, the 18th? Yeah, the 18th. Or the weekend after that, when I'm finished and I'm done, I will definitely be back to streaming. I might do either a couple of 2-hour streams or one mega stream, depending on how tired I am and how much I want to sleep and catch up on things. We'll see. Other than that, yeah, I think that pretty much sums up. So you got any last questions, thoughts, remarks to get in before we close out, then get them in now. I've given you plenty of time while I did that bit of preamble. Yes, that week is going to be brutal. It is. It's utterly brutal. But hey, it's the way it is. And to be fair, once that's done, once I've done that week, I'm done, finished, finito. C'est la fin de l'année en France. Je peux finir et dormir. Yeah, it's going to be horrible that week, but when it's done, it's done. I have no more exams after that, and I'm finished. The other faction tab beside the youngest advanced story gives us some bit more of depth. They've got plenty of depth, thank you. And as we get another faction, like a breakaway, no, because a lot of people defected from the 4th sphere ended up in the Enclaves. Aish. Yeah. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I think that is a good place to leave it off. So, thank you everybody for coming out to this live stream. It's been a pleasure to be back. I've really enjoyed being back, just doing a stream. Something as simple as just doing a stream. Like, it's really good to be back doing it. I'm really glad to have done this, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. Got your discussions in. I had some really interesting discussions, and hopefully there'll be plenty more to discuss in the weeks to come. In the month or so I'm going to be here before I go back to England and all of that fun stuff. So, thank you very much for watching. This has been Tactica Imperialis, and until the next time, which will probably be in like a week and a half, I'll see you soon. And I've got a video coming out starting Champions of Humanity. My Portuguese Stories mini-series starts on Saturday. Don't miss it. It's a really good one. Well, I think it's a really good one, but I'm biased. And I'm probably going to do my thoughts on Warhammer Legends on Monday, but I'm not going to spoil any more than that. And of course, look forward to the podcast next week as well. So, thank you for watching. As I said, this has been Tactica Imperialis. Until the next time, I'll see you all again. Good night.